Renault has come a long way since the first generation Mégane arrived on the scene just about 21 years ago. In those days, the brand was slightly quirky and slightly left of centre, but these days it's gone quite mainstream, although it has retained a sense of style and individuality. This fourth generation Mégane looks ready to set the cat amongst the hatchback pigeons. It's a tough market segment to be competing in, with a long list of rivals. Volkswagen's Golf is a key competitor, as is the Peugeot 308, but Mazda's excellent Mazda 3 is also in the fray, as is the equally impressive Opel Astra. All bar the Mazda feature small-capacity turbo engines. Of course, appearance and first impressions play an important role when the competition is so fierce. By far the sexiest and the sassiest Renault Mégane was the second generation so-called Oulala model, with its very pronounced rear that was as distinctive as it polarized opinion. By comparison, this Renault Mégane is chunky and contemporary, if a little generic. However, the good news is that there are some very distinctive, very classy details. Close up, the carefully crafted design of elements such as the clear-lensed headlights and the etched taillights add real luster to the Mégane's appearance, while the wide stance, low front spoiler and rear diffuser infuse a measure of sporty appeal. The car looks athletic in profile, but also elegant and even upmarket. However, one of the real highlights of the new Mégane is the cabin. The exterior styling of the Mégane might be mainstream, but the interior sparkles with individuality. It has a sense of exclusivity which really sets it apart from the hatchback crowd. I really like a lot of the detailing here, the blue stitching, the blue finishes on the dashboard, and you just feel that you're driving something really special. The heavily bolstered front seats may be too form-hugging for some, but are tremendously comfortable, while the ergonomic approach is intuitive without resorting to gimmicks. A standout feature is the tablet-like touchscreen display, allowing easy access to the car's full spectrum of functions and features. Individualization is also high on the agenda. You can select from different themes as far as the TFT instrument display is concerned and link those to a selection of ambient lighting hues, ranging from subtle whites and blues to bright greens and deep purples. Equipment levels are full house despite the GT line's mid-range status. This Mégane GT line is powered by a 1.2-litre turbocharged engine, which might sound a little modest, but considering that it produces 97 kilowatts of maximum power and 205 newton meters of torque, there is plenty of pep. What also helps here is the car's low curb mass. Tipping the scales at under 1,200 kilograms, the Mégane has a useful power-to-weight ratio of just under 79 kilowatts per tonne. Interestingly, for a car in this class, the smart hatchback comes standard with a driving mode selector, which allows aspects such as the steering feel, throttle response, exhaust note, and other parameters to be adjusted based on personal preference and driving style. You can opt for presets such as sport, neutral, or economy, or configure your own combination of parameters in the individual setting. The Mégane GT line isn't meant to be a hot hatch, and quite frankly, it isn't. It's not that the car is lethargic or lazy, but it certainly won't burn rubber either. The biggest problem here, of course, is low-down lag. You really have to keep the revs up, and for a turbocharged engine, you need to use the full rev range as well. If you don't balance clutch and throttle properly, the car tends to bog down on pull-away, and that's, frankly, a little bit disappointing. However, keep the revs above 2000 RPM and the 4-potter always offers enough zest, while the 6-speed gearbox has a smooth, easy shift action that makes swapping cogs a pleasure. Selecting Sport mode helps by sharpening the throttle action. The chassis is well ahead of the urge on offer though. You can carry plenty of speed into even tight corners without flinching, and the Mégane faithfully toes the chosen line. The steering could be more communicative, but the suspension feels supple without resorting to sogginess. The Renault Mégane GT line is a convincing C-segment hatchback in every respect. The exterior is understated but still unmistakably Renault, while the interior certainly sets a new benchmark in its class. It's also pretty competent on the dynamic side, although there is a little bit of lag. But the real surprise here is value for money. At just under 345,000 Rand, the Mégane GT line is a compelling proposition in the crowded hatchback segment. Like the Clio, the Duster and the Capture, the new Mégane GT line looks set to become a sales star thanks to a package that convinces in every respect. Brisk dynamics, confident handling, a brilliantly executed interior and strong value are only some of this Renault's virtues. Load on lag at altitude is the only real flaw here.